Hello everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of my Pokemon Platinum Let's Play. I am Magnificent Entertainer, the head administrator for the Bulbagarden forums. In the last episode, we took on the Battle Arcade and managed to have 2 full successful runs of 7 trainers, for which we only got 4 BP total. Off-screen, just for those of you who actually care, off-screen I did try to complete a 3rd run, and I actually did make it as far as the Arcade Star, at which point I got my butt handed to me. Her first Pokemon in this instance was a Medicham, and despite Zen Headbutt having a 20% or 1 in 5 chance of flinching, it actually managed to flinch my Pokemon 3 times in a row, and that was not great. Anyway, should I actually decide to take on Arcade Star Dahlia again in the future, I believe a better team would actually consist of Grim and Masquerose with a 3rd Pokemon in there somewhere. Not quite sure who. I'd have to think about it. Anyway, that's enough about that. In this episode, we're actually going to be taking on the Battle Castle, but first, let's talk to this girl over here. The most important person in the Battle Castle is a lady. Lady, like a princess, I mean. Interesting. Very interesting. And here, of course, is the Battle Castle. It says manage battles with castle points. We will learn what that means when we go inside. So I guess without further ado, let's actually go inside. That looked like it glitched for a moment there, and I was like, what? And you get a much more regal tune from here. So what this guy is saying is true, and I think there's an explanation of CP a little bit further in. But these trainers out here, these people out here, will explain how you can earn more CP. The Battle Castle, similar to the Battle Arcade, you can, well, similar to the Battle Arcade, any and all hold items that you have on your Pokemon are taken away. This lady over, or this maid over here, is talking about a guy named Darok, or Darok, something like that. Maybe we'll meet him later. I don't know why I'm talking to, like, all of these guys when I've never talked to these guys anymore. Okay. Ah. So that's actually incredibly important. This guy over here is saying if you lose, your CP is cleaned out. Castle... So, again, you know, like the Battle Arcade, your hold items are removed. But, unlike the Battle Arcade and any other facility, your team is not actually healed up. Wait, why did they switch places? Your team is not actually healed up between battles. So we'll do single battle. And we'll stick with the team I've been using. Again, I know it's a little disappointing that the rest of my Pokemon aren't getting a chance to shine, but this team really is, for the most part, a great team for this sort of thing, even without their held items. Alright. So we'll get escorted into the Battle Castle, and what you use your CP or castle points for is things like healing up your Pokemon between battles, or you can take a peek at your opponent. And who is this guy? Ah, this is that Darok fellow that the maid was talking about. Welcome to the Battle Castle. My name is Darok. I will be your host on behalf of Lady Caitlin, the owner of the castle. So Darok here is technically the castle valet. He is the frontier brain for this area, but Lady Caitlin is, well, as he says, the owner of the castle. So it's just like that little girl out front said, the real brains behind this operation is some little girl named Caitlin. Well, some girl named Caitlin or some lady named Caitlin. And like I said, the hold items are removed. And he gives us 10 castle points to start with. And what I can do is I can use these to heal my Pokemon or rent an item. I can check my opponent's Pokemon, or I can just straight up battle. So let me actually see. Self, what items can I get? Rent a berry or an item. Let's see, do I have enough? Well, I can't actually do that. So you can see right now I can only rent berries. I can rank up this ability, which would allow me to rent an item, in addition to renting berries. What berries do you have? So you can see, the generic status, and for single status removal berries, there are 2 castle points. The better berries of Lum and Citrus are 5 castle points apiece. I'm actually going to not use my... Well, let me see. If I check a Pokemon, I can check the identity, I can check the level, although it actually tells me level 50. Oh, change the level of a Pokemon, that's it. So I can check the identity of a Pokemon, I can change the level, or I can get a summary of the Pokemon. So checking just reveals which Pokemon it is. I can increase or decrease the level of my opponent's Pokemon. You get more castle points if you knock out Pokemon at a higher level. You get less castle points if you knock out Pokemon at a lower level. Summary is what allows me to look at the full view of the Pokemon, I think. Yeah, so I can check the stats of a Pokemon. If I rank up this position, or rank up this ability, I can also check the moves as well. I'm actually not going to do anything right here. I'm just going to go straight into the battle. Maybe a little silly, but... And you can see up there, that is Lady Caitlin. Wait, please wait. The winds. I hear them. So, the battles all take place on this on a battlefield around here. And, ooh, Staravia. That's not a great start for Splurb. I really should put Rock Slide on Splurb, or something similar to that, because it's fairly useless against Pokemon like Staravia. I'll actually do a Stealth Rock, though, just because I kind of feel like it. Alright, now I can U-turn, although you're probably going to Quick Attack again. So you also want to try to keep your Pokemon from fainting. You want to try to keep your Pokemon in green health if possible, or full health if possible. You'll get more castle points at the end of a battle, depending on how much HP your Pokemon has remaining. If your Pokemon faint, that's also bad. You will lose castle points for that. Obviously, with this Staravia's Quick Attack, I doubt that I'll have any of my Pokemon remain... Well, okay, maybe Porygon, if Porygon doesn't show up for the remainder of the battle, but you can see we made quick work of that Staravia. And Murkrow's coming out next, another flying-type Pokemon. So the Stealth Rock was helpful there. Ah, Torment. I wonder if that will prevent me from using Ice Beam. No, but it will prevent me from using Ice Beam next turn. Okay, I forgot if Torment was retroactive or if Torment... Which is good, because I would not have wanted... And here's Togetic, so I can't use... what's it called? I can't use Ice Beam because of Torment, so I'll use Surf instead. That's perfectly fine. And hopefully this will be enough to take out that... No, not even close. Air Cutter, that's not going to do much. And let's Ice Beam to finish it off, because I can't use Surf again. And there we go. So that Stealth Rock actually came a little bit in handy. And you can see she leaves, and then Caitlin says... Caitlin commands Darok to give me castle points. So we'll go over. Well done, a quite remarkable victory. And I get 25 castle points. Now that's partially because... my Pokemon, none of my Pokemon were knocked out. I KO'd all 3 of their Pokemon, and all my Pokemon were in good health. So now I can continue, and I will actually, for this one, HP is still pretty good, but I will rent a berry. Well, actually, how much does it cost to rank up? Oh, that's 100 castle points. Nope. So I will actually rent a citrus berry. And you can see I'm now down to 30 castle points. I could heal. I'm not going to just yet. And let's see. Check. Yeah, sure. So the first Pokemon is Execute. You can see that cost me 1 castle point. I'll check that one too. Magnemite. And that one is a Goldeen. So actually that's a very low-level team. I don't have to check any more of these Pokemon. And I'm actually fairly comfortable keeping things as is. Although Execute's not the... Well, actually, U-Turn's going to do a ton of damage against that. So let's battle. And again, here's Caitlin observing the battle, and a lot of gold and shiny stuff. So yeah, we already know what team you've got. You're starting out with an Execute. Splurb over here is going to U-turn on out, because U-turn is quad effective, and probably going to do more damage than Earthquake would. Oh, it barely managed to hang on. That's wonderful. Porygon is probably going to be the best Pokemon to send out. Leech Seed. Ew. I do not like that. I do not like that at all. But okay, we will Ice Beam that. And then there should be a free turn where I can switch... No, there isn't going to be a free turn where I can switch out. Goldeen coming out next. And I will zap that with a Thunderbolt, which will hopefully do enough damage to KO. And... good. I'm actually surprised that that U-turn didn't KO Execute, but oh well. Magnemite is trouble. I'm going to guess it's going for a electric-type move, so I'll switch back to Splurb. Unfortunately, I don't have U-turn or anything like that to... Oh, Reflect. Well, okay. Raised your team's defense, but I don't think that's going to be enough for you to survive a Stab Earthquake that you are quad weak to. But we'll see. Anyway, that went relatively well. Defeated Colette. And once again, we get awarded castle points, but you can see I get 26 castle points. I don't remember why well, I don't actually... There's formulas for why you get castle points. You can see how many castle points you'd get based on... what's it called? I'll give Punguin a citrus berry also, and I'll give Porygon. Do I want a Lumberry or do I want a citrus berry? I think status problems are a bigger issue for Porygon Z. So we'll do that. And why not? We'll check out the opponent's lineup. Burmy, so that's a bug type. Nummel, that's a fire ground type. And Baltoy. So this is not going to be a great battle for Splurb, but oh well. Let's just go in battle anyway, because, well, not much of a choice. Well, okay, I technically did have a choice, but... Anyway, as I was saying, as far as calculations for why you get castle points and how many castle points you get, you can find those on Bulbapedia. It'll explain, you know, the amount of castle points you get for various accomplishments. Let's Earthquake. I know that it's going to be resisted, but Burmy is pretty weak. So I think I'll do that, followed by a U-turn. Oh, look at that. You had an item. A citrus berry. Well, that was clever, and you're using Tackle. That's just lovely. Okay, we'll Earthquake again. And actually, Splurb having Roost is going to be fairly helpful here, especially if he's facing, or she's facing off against a weak opponent like Burmy. You know, here's Nummel. I could go straight for the Earthquake, but the question is, do I want to Roost? You know what? We'll Earthquake, and then against the Baltoy, where I can't actually do much of anything anyway, that's when I'm going to Roost and just hope that it's not using a ground-type move. Because one thing about Roost is that it would make Splurb susceptible to ground-type moves, but I'm guessing she's not going to assume that I'm going to be using Roost, so let's do that. And you can see Splurb is going to regain all of its health, or all of her health. And Light Screen, that's wonderful. Special defense is up. Don't care. U-turn, because I can't hit that with Earthquake. That's actually going to do enough damage to knock it out. I did not expect that. Okay. That's fine. 27 castle points. Okay. Slowly going up in the world. Let's continue. I might only do one run of this, just because, well, actually, I don't think I need to heal any of these guys. So let's exit, and let's take a look at my opponent. We'll check. Oh, a Wailmer. A Yanma. And Murkrow. So getting a Stealth Rock up right at the beginning is going to be helpful, even if the Wailmer might do a little bit of damage to me. Because both of these Pokemon are weak to Stealth, Yanma in particular. But it might just be worthwhile to what's it called, to switch out and just get Punguin in there for the Ice Beam. Although Punguin can't do anything against... Well, you know what? I don't care. I'll cross that bridge when I have to burn it. Let's just battle. And you can see we are starting to build up some castle points. So that's helpful, and got a cameraman over here. Okay. Keep looking for that best shot. I'm just going to be sitting here, and... I mean, I guess an Earthquake will work on this thing, because it doesn't levitate. But I'm gonna switch out anyway. I could go for the Stealth Rock, I really could, but I don't think it's worthwhile, because I'm pretty sure Porygon Z can just take out both of those low-level, well, low-stat Pokemon with relative... Okay. Fine. I mean, I guess that's slightly more helpful for you. Surf's my best bet here. I don't know why you're using Water Pulse, but I guess I'm using Surf, so... And I get confused. That's wonderful. And Surf. And it's not going to be enough to KO that Wailmer. Oh, Never mind. It is going to be enough to KO that Whalmer. Well, that's just lovely. Yanma. Switch over to Porygon, because Penguin is confused. If Penguin wasn't confused, I'd just lay down the Ice Beams, but... Oh, this is gonna be wonderful. I hate this. I may have to do PP Restoration after this. Ah, Silverwind. As long as you don't have the all stats up, Of course you get the all stats up. Oh, how many times have I used Ominous Wind on Grim and I only got the all stats up a few times? Sigh. It's not enough. You still go down. Bye. Waste of my time. And here's Murkrow, and we'll zap that also. For some reason, you're faster than me, which is lovely. I am going to get dinged on castle points because Porygon Z is now in yellow health. But oh well, I should still win. Very good. Those get deleted immediately. Yeah, sure. And we should get less castle points here. Yeah, see, 26, because Porygon Z is now in yellow health. Which does mean I'm going to continue. I'm going to heal Porygon Z, and I can restore HP for 10 castle points. You can see now at full health. Penguin is not... Penguin is still in good shape, I think. And of course, after last battle, Splurb is in good health as well. So we'll exit, and we'll check out our opponent's team. Let me actually see a summary. Well, that only allows me to check the stats. So you know what? I'll just check the Pokemon. Cacnea, a regular old Porygon, and a Bulbasaur. So again, this isn't a great battle for Splurb, but... well, it is what it is. Let's exit, and we'll battle. Sure. You smell a powerful battle in the making. Yeah, I can't smell anything because this is a video game. Ah, an aroma lady. That explains why you are you. Anyway, Splurb, let's U-turn, because that's at least super effective. And I don't think that's going to do enough to KO, but it... So how is it, like, the one time that was quad effective against a Pokemon, it hung on by, like, 1 HP? But the times that it's not been quad effective, it's only singular, because Cacnea is only a grass type. Its evolution is grass dark type. But it itself is just a grass type. So how is it, like, again, that the... Oh, I could use Psychic on that. You know what? I'll use Psychic on that, because that's super effective. Yeah, the one-time U-turn was not super effective, or quad effective, is when it didn't KO, and then the other times it has KO'd. And I'm like, this makes no sense. Ah, so now you've got my adaptability. You've got my adaptability ability by tracing, which I believe my trace... I believe I started out with trace on Porygon, so that I didn't end up with download. So you ended up with the ability that you would have ended up with anyway if you had evolved. Congratulations, I'm going to zap you with a Thunderbolt because that's still got the most PP remaining. Huzzah. Defeat smells like a Skuntank. It probably does, yes. And 28 castle points. That's good, because I think 2 of my Pokemon are at full health. Let's continue. Battle number 6. I don't need to do anything to myself, so I'll just check out my opponent. I could, by the way, level up, well, I could rank up my to items, but I don't quite have enough yet to make it worthwhile. Ah, Chatot. Cacnea again. And Yanma. Oh, good. Another battle that really isn't a good one for Splurb. But yeah, so I can technically rank up the held item. What's it called? But all three of my Pokemon currently have items. I'm actually fairly comfortable with the items that they've got. And even if I were to use 100 castle points to level up that ability, I don't have enough castle points remaining to actually rent a good item. So we're just going to battle this guy, and again, starts out with the Chatot. I could Stealth Rock. It's probably not worthwhile. I really should swap it. I like the idea of Stealth... And you went faster than me, so your mirror move failed. That's just brilliant, buddy. And let's send out Penguin, just on the offhand chance here. Faster Mirror Move's gonna do, like, nothing to Penguin, because Penguin resists it. And we'll blast away with an Ice Beam. Oh, Swift. Well, fine. We'll still blast away with an Ice Beam. I may want to heal Penguin after this battle, depending on how much damage is done. Your Cacnea's probably coming out next. Oh, your Yanma's coming out next. Well, fine. I'm going to Ice Beam that right away, and of course you've got Double Team. Well, I'm only going to let you use that once, hopefully, because here comes the Ice Beam, and if this doesn't KO, I'll follow it up with an Aqua Jet. Thank God that KO'd. Phew. And here comes the Cacnea that we were all expecting. Let's Ice Beam. I've got 4 PP remaining for that after this. I think that should be enough, especially since Porygon's also got Ice Beam, and would be my preferred choice against ground types anyway. So, which are one of the... Yeah, ground types, which are one of the well, actually, I mean, if I'm facing a ground type with Penguin, I'd just use a water move. Anyway, 28 castle points for that. Always good. And of course, the battles are going to get harder and harder and harder. Let's continue. Let's check out my opponent. I want to see what Pokemon you have, because if Penguin isn't going to be useful, I'm not going to... Gligar, eh? And Pelipper. So, Penguin's not going to be useful. It's really not worth it for me to heal up. The star player here should be Porygon. Yeah, because Porygon's got something that's quite effective against both of these, and singularly effective against that. Celio. So, I think we're good here. Let's exit, and we'll battle. Now, I believe you can keep your castle points as long as your streak is going. So you might think, well, you're not using your castle points now. It's just a waste because your streak of 7 is about to come to... But no, if you keep them, you get to use them in future battles. Alright, so let's U-turn and get out of here. Celio is defensive, so probably, well, not even going to come close to KOing, yeah. And we'll switch over to Porygon exactly like I said, because Porygon is the best choice against... Haha, you failed. Porygon is the best choice against literally everything this guy's got. Or this girl's got, I suppose. Down goes Celio. I mean, honestly, that was the one I was most concerned about. Here's Pelipper. True, that is a fully evolved Pokemon, but Thunderbolt here is going to be quite effective on it. So I can't see this doing terribly much of anything. Yep, down that goes. And I'm not worried about Gligar at all. Because guess what I've got? Ice Beam. And I went the long way around to do that, but there you go, Ice Beam. Now this battle facility, by the way, it might be worthwhile for you to use your PP ups for this battle facility, just so that you start out with more PP in general. And you can see we get castle points for this. 28 castle points. And... no, I would not. And we cleared 7 consecutive battles, and we get 3 battle points for doing that. Hooray, I suppose. And then they return the items that I was that they stole from me. Okay, not stole, that they were holding for me. And if I want to do this again, I can go in and do it again. Now, obviously, the battles will get more and more difficult, but let's try this again. So we'll use Splurb again. Actually, you know what? Cancel. I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. And I believe I've got Rock Slide somewhere in here. I should have Rock Slide somewhere in here. Rock Tomb. Do I not have a Rock Slide TM? I thought I had a Rock Slide TM. Oh, yes, I do. So it's 75 power, 90 accurate. It's not great, but it does at least give Splurb something to hit flying-type Pokemon with. It's kind of... you know what? Yeah. I've got Stealth Rock TMs in my other save files. If I really want to switch it back, I can do that. But for now, I love the idea of Stealth Rock. I really, really do. And I do think that, you know, especially in competitive battle, Stealth Rock's going to be better than Rock Slide. But I think Rock Slide is a good option here. I could also go for Ice Fang or Thunder Fang, which I can teach via the Move Tutor. But let's actually give this a try. We'll take the single battle challenge. Splurb is still our best starter, then Punguin, then Porygon. And we'll confirm, and then again, because this is consecutive battles of 10, consecutive battles of 7, you'd face the Castle Valet Darroch at the end of the 3rd run. I will not be showing that because I don't even know if I'm going to make it out of this 2nd run. Yep. And we get 10 more castle points, and you can see that I've got 165 castle points now. So my Pokemon, by the way, they do not have those held items anymore. So let me see. I'll check out myself and rental. I'm actually going to rank up this ability for 100 castle points. And I believe that stays ranked up even in future challenges. So you can see I can get a King's Rock, a Quick Claw, a Power Herb, a Shell Bell, Metronome, Light Clay, Grip Claw, Big Root, Toxic Orb, Flame Orb, Light Ball, or Thick Club. Light Ball is only for Pikachu. Out of all of those, I think the Shell Bell is the best one, but let me see, can I? I can rank this up, and I believe that would allow me to get some more items. I don't have the castle points for that. I'm actually going to put the Shell Bell on Splurb. And rental items. What do we got? Metronome is an interesting one. Powers up moves. Toxic Orb and Flame Orb would be potentially useful for something like Heracross, because that would give it an automatic Guts boost. Light Ball and Thick Club are absolutely useless for the Pokemon that I'm using. Big Root, So I could use my normal strategy that I would do with Rose Raid, with Masquerose. I'm gonna put a Citrus Berry back on Punguin, and for now I think that's okay. So we'll exit, and you know what? Let's check out my opponent. Lairon. Good starter for Gliscor. Crawdont, okay. And Luxio. So you can see the Pokemon here are getting tougher. Exit. And I don't see why this person would do anything other than start, well, if they're starting out with Lairon, when I easily dispatch that with an Earthquake, I don't see why they do anything other than send out Crawdont, because sending out Luxio against Splurb is just asking for trouble. So here we go. Earthquake right off the bat. And that Shell Bell, by the way, when Splurb does take damage in a battle here, that Shell Bell is going to be helpful in any future battle. So that's kind of why I wanted that early. It's a great item for it to have. Now here comes Crawdont, exactly as I expected. U-turn's going to be super effective, and because this thing can deal good damage to Splurb, is my best choice here. And the best choice of Pokemon for me to send out is Porygon. And you're using Harden, which increases your defense. I'm a Thunderbolt you, because your Harden's not going to do a thing. This is super effective, coming off of Porygon's high special attack. Goodbye and good night. And Luxio's coming out next. This thing might use Roar, but it also might use an Electric-type move, and Splurb is still the better Pokemon for this anyway. So we'll do that. Thunder, yeah, see, I predicted that it was, well, okay, I said it might use Roar, but the Electric-type move was probably the second option. Earthquake's gonna make quick work of this thing. And that should be this battle done with all my Pokemon at full HP. So even though this is the first battle of the second run, I ended it better than I ended the first battle of the first run. That's kind of amusing. Oh, you also do get more battle points for the shorter the battles take. So if you manage to finish a battle, for example, in 3 turns, you'll get more BP than if you... What's it called? Than if you finish a battle. Oh, Bidoof. Oh no, I'm in trouble now. Bidoof. Carvana. And Trico. This guy is weaker than my previous opponent by, like, a lot. Anyway, the faster you can finish a battle, the better. You know, you'll get more BP, or castle points, CP, if you KO your opponent in 3 turns than if you KO your Pokemon in, you know, for example, 5, 6, 7 turns. So there's Bidoof. That's probably not going to bother me too much. Earthquake will take care of you. Yeah, we'll deal with this just fine. Bye-bye, Bidoof. You are not... Wait. Did you seriously... Well, I know what to do here, because I don't want Splurb to fall asleep. That sleep status will remain. Let's see. Carvana and... What was the third? Trico. So, Porygon. No matter what this person sends out, what this reporter sends out next, Porygon's got an answer to it. Alright, let's zap it with a Thunderbolt. Oh, Aqua Jet. That's lovely. Guess it's kind of a good thing Splurb wasn't hanging out in front. Actually, oh wait, Crawdon doesn't have Aqua Jet. I mixed up. Yeah, I got slightly confused because Carvana's another Water Dark type. And here's Trico. And here's an Ice Beam with its name on it. So that should be fine. We finished the battle. Hopefully we finished the battle in 4 moves. Unfortunately, not all of our Pokemon are at full health, but oh well. I do not have any pity on you. Yeah, because I don't have all my Pokemon at full health, so I went down a little bit from the last battle, even though they took the same amount of turns. Let's continue. We'll check out my opponent. And Clefable, that's an interesting starter. Crawdon, okay. And Relicanth. Interesting lineup. That Clefable might have Magic Guard, so... Alright, let's just go straight into battle, because I can. And there's really nothing else worth doing at this time. I mean, I guess I could rent some items, but... there aren't really any good items for Porygon Z. And Beck is back with a Clefable. Okay, Beck isn't back. I don't think we've seen this guy before, but Earthquake, good option here. Clefable is bulky, so it might survive. Hopefully it doesn't do anything stupidly powerful. Whoa, okay, that is not as much damage as I thought it would be, and that double team is annoying. But, okay, hopefully I was within the damage range and I can KO this with this Earthquake, because I will be mad if I can't. Nope. And it gets in another double team. That's wonderful. So the question is, a third Earthquake or a U-turn? I'm going to Earthquake again and hope that I don't miss, thank God. Okay. Then whichever one of his Pokemon's coming out next, it's going to be a Water type. Yep, there's Crawdon. Do the same thing that I did to the last Crawdon that I encountered and just U-turn it. And both of your remaining Pokemon are Water type, so this looks like a job for Porygon. May need to heal Porygon after this battle, depending on, yeah, what Crawdon here does. Don't do a lot. I said don't do a lot, and my speed fell, which is not great. But Crawdon and Relicanth aren't known for their massive speed, so I should be okay, hopefully. But yeah, we'll definitely be healing Porygon after this battle. Just because if it gets into yellow health, that's not a great thing. And yeah, there's the Thunderbolt. Does Relicanth know, or can Relicanth learn Aqua Jet? I don't know. But, oh well. Should take care of it. Yes, indeed. And this battle took longer, and one of my Pokemon is at low HP, so I'm not going to get a ton of castle points for this one. Yep, only 25. Oh well. It is what it is. And I will use some of that to heal up Porygon. Continue. Self. And heal HP. And let's see, you know what? Let me actually check these items. King's Rock, Quick Claw, Power Herb, Shell Bell, Metronome, Light Clay. No, there really isn't an item that's good, because I want to switch moves on this thing fairly frequently, so the Metronome's not helpful. I suppose the Shell Bell could be relatively useful, but the King's Rock could be an interesting... You know what? We'll use the King's Rock. I don't know. Porygon Z is going to be faster than a lot of things. We'll check out my opponent. What do you got? Grimer. That's a terrible start against Gliscor. Vibrava. Okay. That's a much better thing to use. And both of his latter Pokemon are better choices against Gliscor, considering they both have Levitate, but they'll both fall to a move that Porygon has. So, I'm not worried in the slightest. Actually, I'm most worried that that Coughing will explode and take Porygon with it, but you know what? I'm just going to battle. What is this? The battle number 4, I think? Alright, what do you got? Well, okay, I know what you got, but, let's battle. Yeah, that one. And this reporter has lost her marbles. Here we go. Gonna be a good start for Splurb. Ooh, Shadow Sneak. Interesting, but we'll actually get to see the Shell Bell, which will hopefully recover most of that damage. Because the Shell Bell, if you'll remember, it's not the leftovers, it actually restores HP based on the amount of HP or the amount of damage that the Pokemon does. So, we lost 15 HP. How much do we gain back? We gain back all of it. Very good. And there's Coughing. I could Rock Slide it. Or I could U-turn and go straight to... You know what? I don't know if Coughing's actually got anything that'll be good against Splurb. I'll Rock Slide it and see what happens. The Rock Slide can potentially flinch it, which is nice. Spite. Ooh, that's a horrible thing to have in this particular location. I'm going to fight, and I'm going to U-turn. And that Spite shouldn't do anything because I'm switching to a new Pokemon. Yeah, Coughing is very physically defensive, so staying in there with Splurb was probably a bad choice anyway. But you can see, Spite didn't do nothing. I'm going to Psychic that and make it go away. There it goes. Even though probably anything I had in my arsenal would have taken it out. And Vibrava, there's no question what to do with that thing, is Ice Beam. So this is actually going relatively well, I think. I mean, I lost 5 PP of Rock Slide, which isn't great, but Rock Slide is probably going to be the least used move on Splurb, so... I mean, even last time I used Roost. 27 castle points. Again, that's probably because my Pokemon are now all at higher HP than they were on the last time. We'll continue. Battle number 5. I've only got 122 castle points. I'll check out my opponent. Gligar. Alright. Wartortle. Oh boy. And Monferno. Okay. All good choices for Porygon, so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, is just U-turning straight over to Porygon. We'll battle. Now, I know that Monferno's probably got something like Mach Punch, which is going to do some decent damage to Porygon, but, well, it is what it is. Push come to absolute shove. Well, I shouldn't say push come to absolute, but Monferno I'm really not worried about. Now, of course, watch how Monferno somehow manages to KO my entire team. Hello, pre-evolution. Goodbye, pre-evolution. I know how to deal with Gligar. And it's with an Ice Beam. What do you got? What are you doing? Sand Tomb. I don't know why you would have used that against Gliscor, because that wouldn't have done anything. But Sand Tomb is horrible. I mean, obviously Porygon can't switch out now, but the heck would I switch out when I've got an Ice Beam with Gligar's name on it? Gligar's face on it. No, I keep making that mistake. It's going straight into Gligar's face. Monferno, I'm not surprised that's going to be coming out now. Psychic, and I'm actually faster, which I'm surprised about. Monferno's got terrible defenses, so Perfect. That takes care of you. And Wartortle, of course, will get a Thunderbolt. And that makes... hopefully that makes quick work of this team. I mean, Wartortle is more defensive, but we'll see. Like, if it was a Blastoise, I'd be more worried, but it's just a... well, okay, it lived. Rapid Spin's not going to do anything, although if I had set out a Stealth Rock, which I can't even do at this point, Thunderbolt. I mean, that's probably not a great move, because Tri-Attack would have KO'd, and there's probably less instances of when I'll be using Tri-Attack, but it is what it is. As for where I do my training, it's mostly at the Battleground these days. 28 castle points. I'm actually surprised, considering that battle took a while. But okay. And we'll continue. And we will check out my opponent. I don't think I need to do anything for my team. Plusle, wow. That's a terrible starter against Gliscor. Lileep, okay. And Pachirisu, that's a wonderful start. That's a wonderful team right there. I could increase or decrease my opponent's levels. You do get more castle points for battling Pokemon at higher level. But I'm actually worried. I mean, this thing might have Super Fang. This thing might have something... you know what? Let me actually give it a... do I want to give it a +5 level? How much would that cost? Oh, only one. You know what? Sure, let's do that. I may come to regret this, but why not? And what do my Pokemon look like? 2 at full health, and Porygon is not in the realm of me worrying about her yet. Or him, or it yet. Alright, let's battle, because I can. And you got this guy. Howdy, let's keep it clean, fair, refreshing, and pleasant. Sure, why not? Anyway, you'll see that that Plusle is going to come out and be level 55 now. Of course, it means nothing if I lose, but Earthquake. And there's Swift. Oh, I forgot Earthquake was getting so low on PP. That's not great. Anyway, Earthquake. Plusle's defenses are horrible, and it's weak to this Earthquake, so I believe my Gambit was well paid off. Yes, there we go. And we're going to gain back some of that lost 40 HP. 16. Very good. Lileep. Only got 2 PP left for Earthquake, and I believe this is only the 6th battle. I'm going to U-turn, because I want to save that PP for the, what's it called? Oh, super effective. I don't know if I realized that. And I do gain back my HP before I switch out. You're probably going to use Ingrain, or some such nonsense like that. Porygon can't hit you super effectively with anything. Punguin can, actually, because Flash Cannon should be super effective. Grass Knot. I was not expecting Grass Knot. But okay. Flash Cannon should be super effective. How did Flash Cannon miss? I thought Flash Cannon had 100 accuracy. Maybe this thing's holding a bright... How the heck would this thing be holding a bright powder, though? Let me actually see. Does Flash Cannon have 100 accuracy? Yeah, 100 accuracy. There's shenanigans going on here. There are shenanigans going on here. And this is not great. And you're trying to confuse an already confused Pokemon, which is hilarious. And finally, I don't know why Flash Cannon missed 2 turns in a row. That's just awful. Down you go. And Pachirisu. Ugh. Definitely not a great choice for Penguin over here, but hopefully seeing that you'll go to an electric move, and my Splur will just completely and totally wall that. No, but you missed anyway, so huzzah. And quick attack, fine, I don't care. That did like nothing, and here comes the Earthquake. Unfortunately, this battle took forever because for some reason a 100% accurate move was missing twice in a row. So, not great. Bye, Dave. Anyway, we'll see how much battle or castle points we get for this. 31. So we still ended up getting a net of more castle points because that Plusle was a higher level. But at the same token, let's continue. Check out my opponent. What do you got? Xatu. Good chance to use Rock Slide. Carnivine. Ugh. Levitating Grass type and Primeape. Ugh. Okay. That's going to be interesting. At the same time, Earthquake is not going to actually be helpful against anything except potentially Primeape. Let me see. Check the summary of you. How much PP does Earthquake have? Can I check that? Oh yeah, moves. I've only got 1 PP remaining for Earthquake. But Primeape's defenses aren't great. I've got plenty of PP left on you, and I've got plenty of PP left on you. So yeah, it basically comes down to, do I actually want to heal the HP on any of my Pokemon? And the answer is, I don't think so. Let's battle and hope I'm not doing something incredibly stupid. I think I'm doing something incredibly stupid, but oh well, it's the 7th battle, so it is what it is. Alright. Xatu, and hopefully Rock Slide doesn't miss, because if a 100% accurate move was missing, I can only imagine that this might miss also. No. Okay, well, I'll take it. Definitely gonna take that. Good. And you're gonna get in another attack. I'm not particularly concerned. However, I am going to use U-turn this time instead of Rock Slide. Because well, no, you know what? We'll use Rock Slide again. You're using Air Cutter. That's an interesting choice. Okay, that was not a critical. I thought for a second I missed with Rock Slide, and I was like, oh no. And I should have gotten, I wish I'd gotten that critical hit the first time, but oh well. Gain back some of that HP. Probably gonna, sending out Carnivine, no surprises there. This is why I did not U-turn against that Xatu, because U-turn is going to be super effective against this Carnivine. And I gain back some HP, which is good. And switch over to Porygon. Now, you do get a move right here, which is not great, but you're using Ingrain. Okay, I can live with that. Now, I don't remember if Ingrain does or does not remove the effect of Levitate. You'd think that it would, because you're literally ingraining yourself into the ground. But I don't think they actually thought about it in that great a detail. Anyway, bye-bye Carnivine. And this is the Pokemon, of course, that I'm worried the most about. Primeape is fast, so I don't know if Porygon is going to be able to outspeed it. And Swagger was an interesting choice. Good choice, because it confuses my Pokemon, and I don't get to use that buffed up physical attack. But that buffed up physical attack is used against me as far as the confusion goes. Earthquake. Would not have expected that. Okay. Can you not hit yourself in confusion, please? Yes. Primeape does have relatively low defenses, so adios. And I do not have my first KO here. But I have my first Pokemon in, like, red health, so not great. Yeah, hard fought, and that's why you can see 24 castle points instead of higher. No, I would not. And I have now gotten 3 battle points. Hooray! And I gotta return any of the hold items, which I did not actually use any of those hold items. Well, okay, I used the Shell Bell. The Shell Bell was helpful. Anyway, with that, I've gone through the Battle Castle a couple of times. Have a nice streak going here. But I think that's going to be it for this episode. Already been going for over an hour. If you enjoyed this episode, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember to check out our forums and our public Discord server and our social media channels, which are all linked in the description below. I'm going to save things off here, and I will see you all next time for the final Battle Frontier facility.